Today on the Rhino Tactical channel, we're going to discuss bulletproof vests for civilians. I'm Jimmy with Rhino Tactical, and you're going to learn something today. Hi, and welcome to the channel. Now, when selecting a bulletproof vest, civilians should consider factors like the threat level they anticipate, the desired level of protection, the materials used, and the fit and comfort of the vest. And it's crucial to understand the different types of body armor, both soft and hard, the corresponding NIG levels of protection, and the materials like Kevlar, UHM, WPE, ceramic, and steel. Now, in order for civilians to choose which vest best suits them, there's a couple of things you need to look at and take into consideration. Number one, you need to look at your threat assessment, right? You need to identify your specific threats, and you have to understand the types of firearm and ammunition that are most likely to be encountered. For example, are you concerned about handguns, shotguns, or rifles, right? So you have to choose the appropriate threat level. Now, the NIJ, which is the National Institute of Justice, their levels indicate a threat level of a vest that the vest can withstand. So level 3A, for example, is a common handgun threat, while level 4 is a basic like protection against rifle. Now, there are many threat levels in between, but you have to kind of like take, am I going to be considering like carrying a handgun? So it's mainly going to be handgun like encounters, or am I going to be, like on my land with a high power rifle, trying to make sure that people aren't poaching my animals or things like that, which more rifle stuff. So sometimes you can choose a combination, but again, the more calibers and threat levels that you are wanting to put into your vest, the more expensive it can get. Now, before we get any further in this video, I just want to make sure that you understand that civilians can purchase bulletproof vests. However, depending on your area and your state, there are different legal laws that apply. So you need to check with your local state regulations and federal regulations to find out if it's legal for you to carry a vest. Now, obviously, if you're a convicted felon, can't have handguns, and you can't have any type of bulletproof vest, as well as, have any types of communication with ex-inmates or ex-cons or things like that. You just can't do that. So there are certain laws that you need to look into before you can figure out if you are allowed to have a bulletproof vest. But in some states, you can go ahead and legally purchase a bulletproof vest, but just make sure you check those state laws wherever you live before you actually purchase something that you cannot use in the field because of a law. Next thing we want to talk about are material considerations. First, let's talk about soft body armor. Now, it's typically made from materials like Kevlar or UHM WPE, which is your polyethylene, and it's offering flexibility and comfort for everyday wear while being effective against handgun rounds. Then you have your hard body armor plates, which are ceramic or steel, which can be added to soft armor to provide protection against rifle rounds. And steel plates are generally cheaper. The only problem is they're heavier and more cumbersome. Then you have, like I said before, your polyethylene, which is your UHM WPE. Now, that's lightweight and strong, and it's often used in both soft armor and hard armor plates. Now, then, top it all off, you have your Kevlar, which is a synthetic fiber with high tensile strength, and it's used in many soft armor vests. The vest I'm wearing right now is a level 3A vest. So this vest will stop high caliber handgun rounds, and it's protected all the way around the vest on the sides as well. Now, what I've done to enhance the protection of this vest is I've also added a rifle plate in front. Now, that will cover me for AR-15 rounds, 270, 30-yard 6, AK-47, and a lot more rifle rounds that I'm not mentioning. But you want to get yourself a vest and possibly enhance it with a rifle plate in front to have the best and most effective vest that you can get. Next up is size and comfort. You want to make sure that you have proper sizing. Now, a well-fitting vest is crucial for both comfort and effectiveness, and you want to refer to the manufacturer's provided sizing chart to make sure that your vest fits the way you want it. Now, you also want to look for comfort features. Now, you want to look for vests that have features like sweat wicking materials, you want odor control, and you want to have adjustable straps so you can tune the vest in. Now, you also want to consider concealability. When I was bodyguarding for about 3 or 4 years, I was doing high profile celebrities and dignitaries. And the vest that they gave me to use was too cumbersome and it was too big and it was quite noticeable under my suit. So I got myself more of a streamlined vest, and I was able to also go to the range and practice in it and make sure that it was what I wanted before I started utilizing it. You have to make sure that the vest you use, you can also use while shooting a handgun. That's specifically why you're getting the vest, because you are protecting yourself against handgun and rifle threats. So you want to go to the range and make sure that that is actually functional for you. So like I said, I tell people to wear their vest during their training, make sure it works, make sure it fits, make sure there's no impaired movement, to make sure that the vest you are getting is properly and exceptionally sized for you. Okay, now say you want to train hardcore, or you want to be part of a group that does military training or something like that. You want to get yourself like a plate carrier. So plate carriers offer a modular design with the ability to add and remove plates, providing flexibility and protection levels. Now these are great because these hold magazines right here, and on the side you could actually put plates. You can put plates and plates in the back. Ceramic. I like to use ceramic because they're the lightest and not as cumbersome, and also has a shooter's cut, so you can, like, you know, if you're bent down low, you can shoot up high. And this also has on the back, it has mollies as well. And these are great vests. There's another one there, and you can see that my magazines and my pistols are loaded in it. But like I said, you can remove plates, and you can put all kinds of like, you know, hydration packs on these things. And that's what's really good. These are great also for go bags and things like that. You just grab your vest and go. Now, I used to have steel plates in these, but I found that they were too heavy, and they were defeating the purpose of having a vest because it was just too hard to train in, and I couldn't get accuracy through my weapon because it was just too heavy. So I went with ceramic, and that better suited me. So pick the material and the vest that's best suited for you and your conditions that you want to be shooting in. The last thing we want to talk about is something that was not an intentional added thing to the video, but I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about helmets. Now, if you're going to carry this type of plate carrier, you may want to also protect your head with a ballistic helmet. It's just things to think about. Now, remember, again, like I said before, there are legal restrictions, and you want to ensure that you are legally allowed to purchase and wear body armor in your location. So you always want to check state and local regulations before you go out and purchase body armor on something like eBay or some other bad place where you can get in trouble if something happens when you get pulled over and they search your car or something. You don't want to get thrown in jail because you're not allowed to have body armor. So check your local laws and state regulations. So having said that, selecting a bulletproof vest requires careful considerations of the threats you may face, the desired level of protection, and the comfort and fit of the vest. Consulting with professionals, as this video, and researching different manufacturers can help you make an informed decision. So we hope we've covered a little bit of what types of vests civilians could and should use, and what types of materials are good for your type of threat level. So until next time, we hope you learned a lot from this video. Please like and subscribe if you would like to keep this material coming your way. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video.